Well, mobile phone gimbal, I don't use it a lot, but I find them more interesting than camera gimbal. I don't use camera gimbal a lot anyway. And this one's just interesting. It got a twist, different than all other fold-up gimbal. Just copy whatever DJI do, and DJI basically just copy a slow-pi atom. But anyway, and this one's basically it's just small. It's just the smallest and lightest mobile phone gimbal, free-access mobile phone gimbal. Now let's take a closer look of them. There you go. I have almost forgot that Fei-Yu-Tang actually got a smaller gimbal but heavier. But I think I would prefer iSteady X a little bit bigger but a lot lighter. Okay, so this is the gimbal itself. Tripod. Well, I have to say this tripod feels a bit flimsy. Listen to that. Feels pretty toy-like. I don't like this. But you can find a lot of this kind of tripod really easily anywhere. Amazon physical store ship. Whoops. I mean, yeah. Carrying hand strap, USB cable. Hey, I quite like this. It got a little bag too, so you can take it with you. Because when you put this in your bag, even though it's folded up, it actually folds quite nicely, quite sturdy as well. But when you put it in your bag, it's still irregular shape. It still could cling on something else. So it's always nice that they give you a carrying bag. So when you want to put it in your bag, you just put it in the little pouch and then put it in your bag. You know, if you have seen my previous video, I like pouches. I have a lot of pouches to put my own gear as well. Okay, next. Okay, from this picture, you already seen that it looks like those foldable gimbal that you have seen, especially DJI shamelessly copied what's that called? But this one, even though it looks like it, they put a little twist on it. In fact, Moza got this twisting, folding up design for quite some time already. We'll see later how it goes out now. One thing is I don't really like is that it doesn't lock very well. You know, it doesn't lock. But then I like the surface, a little bit of texture. It's not like the Atom one, which is shiny. It's not shiny. It's just kind of like it feels like those cheap umbrella handle. Hand strap, just like that one, and it's strapped with the USB cable. Like, get in there. So this also comes with a tripod, a mini tripod, and a carrying pouch. I like pouches. Carrying pouch, yeah. Let's take a look at the Moza Mini MX first. Now, I like that all assets are locked when you fold up. When you put it away, I feel like it's a little bit loose, but it's not a big problem. It don't go. I mean, it don't unfold itself after all. Now, as I mentioned, they have this unique twist fold, not the actual fold design. One disadvantage is that you have to use their supplied tripod because the clearance to the floor, to the ground, is not that much. A relatively minor problem because it comes with it. You just have to use this one or some other mini tripod. It can't be a too small mini tripod. I mean, why can't they put it at the bottom? Well, because when you put it away, it blocks it. Although one advantage I can think of is that if you use a mic, if you use an external mic, you can mount it here. A lot of other gimbal, you have to mount it at the bottom, and it is a long way away from your phone. So a lot of other accessories that you can buy, you can mount it at the bottom, and then got a handle so the mic is just next to your phone. But this doesn't need those. You just mount it here. It's much closer to your phone. The Hohem iSteady X. I like that after you lock it down, it's really secure. I mean, before that, it's even more secure, but after I drop it, 咁啊，另外呢支我就啱啱跌爛咗。應該冇嘢嘅。It lost the lock here, so it's still it still keeps fold down. It won't unfold itself. But before that, it's even more secure. I have to say that. And this is really easy to set up as well. You unfold it, lock it down here, push, hey, yeah, good to go, and unlock here. Forgot. And after you use it, unlock here, lock down the pen, and then yeah, it's super easy. I love this super easy to fold and unfold design really much. Now these are footage taken from both gimbal and with the iPhone internal camera app, and I don't think I see any difference between two gimbal. I mean, these days gimbal all almost perform the same. Because I have been shooting with 25 frames per second with my camera, but I forgot that with iPhone, the camera app or the app from both gimbal doesn't shoot at 25 frames per second, which in retrospect I should have shot this whole video in 30 frames per second. Now these two are one of those newer design. What is the newer design? Which is not that it's foldable. It's also because the difference is when the arm come out and go to the right side rather than go at the back. Usually the traditional design go at the back. The thing is, traditional design will block the port of your phone. When you put on the gimbal, it block the charging port, it probably also block the headphone jack, if you got a headphone jack on your mobile phone. This doesn't block it, and you can charge it, you can put in mic, those kind of things. Another big advantage of doing it like this is that you can turn to portrait mode. Anytime you want, just press a button, it just switch. Because traditional design, you will have to turn off the gimbal before you turn the orientation. Or another way is that you hold the gimbal sideways, and this will get tiring really fast. If your mobile phone have a wide angle lens, some of the more traditional design gimbal, the motor will show up in your frame. But these two gimbal with the new design doesn't have this problem at all. But one thing this kind of new design can't do is low angle, because when you start putting it at low angle, it just can't do because of the arm just obstructing it. So you can't do low angle, you can't do the inception mode because it can't point to forward, and it can't do all the inception spinny thing. The only thing you can do is turn it to this POV mode, and then you can start rotating it, but then you can't do too much because you have to do it manually like that. It won't be as good. But yeah. Now let's look at the Moza Mini MX app. The first thing I noticed is the app doesn't auto reconnect with the gimbal. Every time I will go into it, tap it once and twice before I connect. Now this app got a bit of things that they need to improve. There's some weird bug is that also it doesn't have 25 FPS option. A lot of Chinese product doesn't have 25 FPS. I don't know why. 4K, and when I change to selfie mode, change it back to the weird facing camera, it changed back to 1080 for me. What's more, at first I thought there is no face recognition because this is just object recognition, and it doesn't track really well as well. I mean, when I turn around, why don't it just, oh, it lost, and then not really know what it's doing now. And turns out how to turn on face recognition is a tap in front. Now it got face recognition, and doesn't work now. Time out again. Okay, yeah. And it doesn't follow really quickly, which is a bit weird. Like when I turn, it almost lost it. And it lost it. I mean, even I don't use face recognition, the normal follow mode, it just follow better than the face recognition. Like, Okay. One thing unique with the Moza app is that it supports live streaming. Now let's look at the Hohem app. I like that it immediately shows you a video telling you how to turn on the gimbal, how to connect the gimbal with the app. And right away it shows you that it is detected just a few taps and the Bluetooth is connected. But then, you have to activate your gimbal. It forces you to create an account, put in an email address, password that you definitely will forget later. But one really great thing they have done is a lot of video tutorial about all the features of the gimbal. This is much better than asking you to refer to an instruction manual or a PDF file. The video tutorial are so well done, it's clear, it's easy to follow. Now the Hohem iSteady X is better at reconnection. So start recording. And it's already connected. It is better at reconnecting, but it still don't have 25 frames per second. Even the front facing only got 24/30p. Now the face recognition is easier to turn on here. Actually, you have the object tracking or face recognition right here. So this track a little bit better when you turn around. Oh, it's still. Come on. Hey, there's a face here. If you just do walking, it's easier just use the usual follow mode. Well, there's one thing is that I don't like the dead zone. The dead zone is the angle that the gimbal won't follow. It will stay the same angle. It is quite large, so I have to turn around quite big for it to turn, for it to start turning. So like this won't turn, you have to like turn quite a lot before it turns. This is something I can customize it, but you can't in the app. One funny is that I found out both gimbal, it works well when the face tracking works well when it is stationary compared to when I'm holding it. So you can see it now works pretty well. The only thing about this Hohem iSteady X is that the movement when it's tracking something, it is quite not smooth. It is quite like sudden start and sudden stop. But what's good about this is that even the face is lost, when I come back, it track back on it, no problem. Like cover and back, no problem. But you can see when I'm talking to it, it just gives you a lot of unnecessary movement, keep going like left and right, up and down. Yeah, that's not very good. And you can see that this also, when I'm talking, it also do a little bit of unnecessary movement, but then this is smoother than the other one, the Hohem iSteady X, which is this one. But the problem is this, when it lost track of your face, it just zoned out. When every time you want to pick up something and then you come back, it don't come back to you. That will be really annoying. So that's two options. This Moza Mini MX, which I'm showing it right now, I think I like that it got its own different design rather than just copy everyone else, and most of the things it works well. It is bigger than this iSteady X, but this is, I think when I'm using it, because it's bigger, it's easier to grip. And when the Hohem iSteady X, this one is just small. It's not the smallest in the world, but this is the lightest, which I think is more important than a little bit smaller. So two very good options you can think about. Thanks for watching. See you next time.